I have got quite a lot to share on this, so I'm going to keep it as short as possible, but get yourself comfy, grab a cuppa, because there's so much that I just want to share from the past week. So obviously I was away with girls, had the most amazing time. Those kids, not that they're very kiddie much more, are just absolutely incredible. You can see them on the picture up there. That was, I don't know, there must have been about 4 or 5 or something there. And I know they're going to be watching this. So hello Lydia, hello Nicole, hello all of the friends that watch this and try and take the piss, which is fine. You've just got to do what feels right to you. But anyway, so we got back and straight back into my healing journey. Now, for those of you who follow me, you know, obviously most of us are aware now that we create our reality based on our thoughts, our beliefs, the emotion and the vibration that we hold in our bodies. And if that is completely new to you, you know, have a look at quantum physics, look at people like Dr. Joe Dispenza. This is known now, it's out there. We literally create our experience of reality from our thoughts, beliefs, the programs and the vibrations in our bodies, which is why I am so dedicated to this healing journey. So if you've heard of manifesting and the law of attraction, you know the way that you feel. So if you're feeling grateful and happy and joyful, you attract more situations, more things into your reality that help you to feel those things. However, the way that we consciously feel, the way that we are feeling in this moment is only 5% of what we've got going on inside our bodies, because our bodies hold on to vibration, hold on to energies, emotions, energy in motion, right? From all of our lives and past lives and ancestral stuff and all sorts. So if we want to manifest easily and effortlessly, if we want to create a reality that we truly, truly, truly want and desire, for me, it's really important to dive into some of these hidden emotions, energies inside the body. Because once we allow those to process and move through us and release, we can more easily be aware of how we're feeling and what we are attracting into our experience of reality here. So on Tuesday, I had a session with a maturation coach. Now, healing is something we can all do. It's all completely free, accessible. There's loads of meditations. There's a whole page on my website about healing with free resources on there. So if anyone's interested in the healing journey, you know, it's there. But because I want to go deeper, I spend a lot of time on my own healing journey, but I also work with people to hold space for when I go into those deeper places. So on Tuesday, I felt loneliness coming up in my body. And I was on a Zoom call with a maturation coach, and she just held me whilst I felt into that loneliness to figure out where is it coming from, where in my body. So I really allowed it to come and emerge. And the words that came out of my mouth were, nobody wants me. Okay, now those words, how young do they sound? It's not from me, conscious 41-year-old Laura. This was from an experience from that younger version of me who felt lonely in a moment in time when I was a child. And this was something that was re-emerging during this session. It was coming to the surface, and I could feel the memory coming to my mind. Now, first of all, it felt like I was hiding under a duvet. It felt like I was crunched up, hiding under a duvet. And when I fell into it, it felt like a 4-year-old me. And sitting with it and allowing it to develop more, what it felt like was that Dad had just shouted at me and told me off for something that I didn't do. So I could feel myself in this moment feeling really lonely, and I could feel anger coming up in my body because I'd been told off for something that I didn't do. And I was holding that, and I could feel it, and it was emerging. And this is the thing with the healing journey, because that has been stored in my physical body for all of those years, I finally managed to unlock this so I can heal it, feel it, let it release. So in that moment, bearing in mind, I'm on a Zoom call with this lady and tears are streaming down my face because I know how important it is to allow this to come up, to allow it to release from my physical body. And then the anger, it was almost like the lid was coming off the anger and I could feel this bubbling up inside. And because the lady who was holding the session for me knows how important it is as well to let go of this, she just said, you know, do what you need to do. Allow it to move through your body. I grabbed a cushion and I was screaming into the cushion. I turned around and I was punching the sofa behind me, like punching, and the noises coming out of my body were like, it's not from me, conscious Laura here, that you're seeing. This was from a 4-year-old. This was from the 4-year-old version of me who was sobbing her heart out because she got told off for something that she didn't do. She wasn't listened to. She was completely ignored, and the other words that were coming to me was, I don't matter. I don't matter. In that moment, I was feeling into what else was going on. And it was almost like I learned the survival program that triggered inside me, which has been stored and which has been running inside of me, is this belief that I don't matter. My feelings don't matter. And that has been a core belief that I unlocked that has been really deep inside my subconscious. So that belief, that core belief that I wasn't consciously aware of, was coming to the surface. Now, then it started to drop into my awareness how this core belief has affected me my entire life. I have always put other people first. I have barely ever even considered my own feelings in so many different aspects of my life because I don't matter. And then she said to me, does it feel like injustice? And I was feeling into it and I'm thinking, no, because that's just how it is. That's just how I accepted it. It almost felt a numbness, because I fully accepted that I don't matter, my feelings don't matter. And that's a layer inside me that's numb. And this is what happens because when we experience something as little as that, being told off for something that I didn't do. Yeah, how many times have I told my kids off for things that they haven't done? How many times have I yelled at my kids? So please, this is not ever blaming my dad for what he did, because we all do the best that we can given what we know at the time. And I'm just grateful that I've got the tools to help my girls through their traumas when they grow up. But my dad was exactly what he needed to be to give me the experiences that I needed. So I know I've been a monumental people pleaser, and through this healing journey, and bearing in mind it's been 2 years now, I have uncovered layers and layers and layers and layers of the people pleasing. But this is the first time I've been to this memory, and it felt so deep, so hidden, so strong. So the anger was coming up, you know, this anger about this belief that has been so stored in my body. And the other thing that as well that kind of came into my awareness was because it was Dad that shouted at me, I realised I developed this almost fear of men. It was almost like I didn't feel worthy of attention from men, but also as well, and this is something that my friends pointed out, I've had this defensiveness, like I have to justify myself around men. And I fully get where that comes from now. I get it. I get why I sometimes feel intimidated. And it stemmed from that memory. It's like I didn't feel deserving or worthy enough of receiving love or attention from men. And for those of you who've worked with a father wound, you know how big this is. Like, the father wound is huge. The mother wound's huge as well. And it was interesting because I was reflecting back how this had affected my marriage. The thing is, with my marriage, what my subconscious had very cleverly done was found a man who I could make myself needed in the relationship, if that makes sense. So the connection, the relationship, the marriage that I had with Mr. G all of those years, I made myself into a person that I thought he needed because I didn't feel deserving of his love or attention. So I created myself into this person that I thought he needed to make myself needed. This is what I've done, and I didn't even fucking realise it. This is the power of like humanness. As humans, we experience these traumas, we get these programs installed into our bodies that we don't even know exist, and they literally run us. They literally create the person that we are being, and we think we are consciously making decisions. We haven't got a clue. And this is why we live so limited. This is why we find ourselves stuck and trapped in the same unfulfilling lives. And even though our ego wants to tell us, yeah, we've got good lives, we've got everything that we want, we're making conscious decisions, and we're so limited. We're so trapped in like a glass box that we don't even see because of the programs that we've got running in our bodies. Anyway, you can tell I'm passionate about this. So we're in this moment, I could feel this monumental shift in my body. It was like something just shifted. It was like a huge weight had just lifted from me. And even though now I'm talking about it and I'm smiling and I look happy, I am telling you, I sat with this even yesterday. So this was Tuesday. Even yesterday, I still found myself in floods of tears, just feeling this emotion, this anger, this sadness just moving through my body. And I dare say it's still gonna come. There's still an awful lot to unpack there, because this has been my entire way of being. I often describe it like a Jenga game, right? Jenga blocks. One of my blocks on the bottom has been shifted, and so my entire nervous system now has to readjust to this new identity where I do matter, where my feelings do matter, and I am deserving of love and attention. It was like, it's almost like I was chanting, I do matter. It's just insane. And the power of this for me, even just in that one healing session, was monumental. And I know it's massively shifted something for me. I have already seen me acting very different to what the person I was on Monday, right? Doing things that I normally would not ever do. Things that I've actually resisted doing, right? So I just wanted to share that because it's been huge. And I know that if I share my healing journey, you know, with no shame, no guilt, no blame, this is it. We are all humans. We've all got this shit going on. If we don't want to believe it or think it, that's fine. You know, you carry on running the programs that you've got. But for me, I want to unpack all my programs and I want to reach the sky with what I'm here to do. I want to reach my absolute potential. I don't want none of these programs holding me back and stopping me from being the person that I truly am and having the impact that I came here to have. So yeah, and if what I've shared today resonates, if something inside of you is like feeling emotional, or you just know there's something telling you that there's something there for you, please, I would just invite you to sit with it. Just be brave. You know, this healing journey is not for the faint-hearted. It's not easy to face and allow these emotions to come and move through us. Not many people do it. So if you are brave enough to allow the emotion to come up, you know, you've already survived the situation. I survived being shouted at by my dad when I was 4 years old. I'm safe. Nothing bad's going to happen. I just needed to allow that anger, that sadness, those tears. I just needed to allow it to move through my body. And now it is no longer running me. I no longer have that core belief that I don't matter. It's shifted, and my entire reality now will shift to reflect that internal shift that I've had. So have an amazing day, and sending you lots of love.